Well, I'm still waiting for my orders, various bits and pieces to arrive, blacking and knot wheels and all that kind of thing, so I can crack on. But I've got my batteries here now, so I think today I'm going to get on and try and fit those.
I've also got a brand new isolator switch to fit. But anyway, here are the old batteries.
There's not much room to work here, and I don't know if you can see, but the batteries are all in here, and the access isn't all that great. I've managed to undo all the positive connections from them, which is always a bit tricky when you're using a metal spanner. I don't want that shorting out on anything. Now I've got to reach further back to undo all the negatives.
Luckily, these have handles, but where they're positioned, it's still not an easy task.
Well, of course, the problem I'm having is how do you get sort of 30 kilos of battery out that's at arm's length that you've got to lift up vertically to clear the battery tray by about an inch. I don't know how I did it last time. I must have been stronger, but this time I'm struggling. What's the first one out? It nearly killed me. Two down, two to go.
But just look at the state of these. This is what they're supposed to look like.
Well, as you can see, when I've taken the batteries off, I've realised some of the terminals are actually cracked and broken, which obviously isn't going to help matters. I've just been along to the Chandlers here, and they had one, but apparently the positives and the negatives are different. The one he had was for the negatives, so I've now got a set of 4 of those, but 2 more that are broken are the positives. And I've tried another little car place along here and they haven't got them, so what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to just get the rest of the batteries put back in and tidy all the wiring up and run a couple of the batteries, and then I can either order or go into town or something like that to try and get the other 2 connectors. Right, well, I've got 2 of the batteries back in. It's very difficult trying to lift them in and out. I've got the exhaust in the way for one thing, and there's these little things to put on as well. Obviously I've got some of those broken, so I'm not actually going to connect all the batteries today, but I want to get them back in and get the system up and running with a couple of the batteries, because you know, then I can reconnect all the mains and everything and sort of live my life over the weekend hopefully. But a couple more to go yet, and rain's held off thus far, so I just better crack on with it.
The batteries were what was in yesterday's boxes, and as you can see, they are very well packaged.
Someone recommended these to me actually. They're supposed to be quite good. They're not expensive, but it's supposed to be right, the old Solar Flex. It's the last time I'll ever have to fit them as well. Why? Because next time I'm definitely going to go for lithiums. I just didn't have time to sort it out this season, so let's get these in there and they'll last me till I get round to it. You have to remember, of course, to take the little plugs out, but I'll take them out once I've lowered it into place in case it splashes or anything. Plus I've got these in case it fizzes up, you never know. Number 3. The only thing harder than getting them in is getting them out. So I can look forward to that next time, I suppose. I know the furry thing's in the shop, but it really is the best I can do under the circumstances. I'm just replacing, or putting back I should say, all the negative link leads along the back of the batteries. It's not too difficult actually, this.
It's amazing how many tools one ends up dragging out.
Well, as you can see, it's getting dark, but I've just about finished up for today. It didn't rain, so that was good, and I've managed to get 3 of the 4 batteries hooked up properly. I had to use a couple of the broken connectors, just sort of clamp them back up. They're working, they're okay, as long as I remember not to go sort of mad and, you know, maybe not run the dishwasher and the washing machine just until they're all sort of properly fixed. Although of course I'll have the mains hook up anyway, but just to be on the safe side. So I needed to get them all hooked up really, because the mains, even at the boatyard, the mains comes into my electrical system sort of through the inverter, and the inverter connects to various things, and just needed to have the whole system sort of hooked up. Plus it's safer not to have any positive leads just dangling around in the engine bay, so they're all bolted onto terminals. So I'm okay for the minute, and what I've got to do is when my new battery terminal adapter things arrive, I'll just have to sort of get back down there and sort of whip them on, which should be sort of, you know, 45-minute, an hour job, sort of doomsday scenario really. So I've got about an hour's clearing up and tidying up ahead of me, and I think that is going to see me safely into Friday evening.